Hello, and welcome to today's discussion about building mental strength when we feel overwhelmed under pressure. If you're someone who feels your heart racing or mind going blank when pressure mounts at work or in relationships, you're not alone. Today, let's explore together how to transform pressure sensitivity from something that holds us back into a skill that helps us thrive. What we'll discover might shift how you view your relationship with pressure forever. Current research suggests that pressure sensitivity isn't a character flaw or weakness. It's actually a neurobiological response that can be understood and transformed through evidence-based methods. A comprehensive study published in 2024 in Physiological Reviews examined the neurobiology and systems biology of stress resilience, revealing that our brains possess remarkable capacity for change when it comes to pressure response. Research found that increased sensitivity in a specific brain region called the anterior cingulate cortex contributes to the development of anxiety and depression when we face real-life stress. However, this same research establishes that this sensitivity can be modulated and strengthened through systematic training. The study provides objective neurobiological measures for stress resilience in humans, which means we can actually track our progress as we build mental strength. Scientists have discovered that dysfunction of what's called the neuroendocrine HPA axis, that's the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, is associated with pressure sensitivity. This might sound complex, but essentially it's the communication system between different parts of our brain and body when we encounter stress. The encouraging news is that corticotropin-releasing factor type 1 receptors within a brain region called the hypothalamic paraventricular nucleus can be regulated to help prepare our organism for handling chronic stress exposure more effectively. Furthermore, research shows that neural projections from the medial prefrontal cortex to another brain area called the dorsal periaqueductal gray play critical roles in how we adapt behaviorally to social pressure situations. This scientific understanding helps us recognize that building pressure resistance is literally about rewiring our brain's response patterns. Recent advances in technology have introduced wearable biosensor technology that can monitor stress biometrics in real time, providing continuous feedback for pressure management. Meta-analyses reveal that individuals who develop pressure resistance through systematic training show remarkable improvements, approximately 67% improvement in performance metrics and 54% reduction in anxiety responses within 8 to 12 weeks of consistent practice. Large-scale studies from renowned research institutions demonstrate that combining cognitive behavioral techniques with physiological regulation methods produces what researchers call effect sizes of 1.2 to 1.8. This significantly outperforms single intervention approaches, suggesting that the most effective path involves working with both our thoughts and our body's responses simultaneously. Now let's explore practical methods that research has shown to be both safe and effective for building mental strength under pressure. These approaches are designed to work with your brain's natural capacity for change and adaptation. The first method is called pressure awareness training. This involves developing what researchers call interoceptive awareness, the ability to notice what's happening in your body when pressure mounts. Many people find that practicing pressure point identification helps them catch their stress response early. You might try noticing physical sensations like your heart rate, breathing pattern, or muscle tension every couple of hours throughout your day. This isn't about judging these sensations, but simply becoming aware of them as information. When you notice pressure building, the 4-7-8 breathing technique has shown effectiveness in research studies. You inhale for 4 counts, hold your breath for 7 counts, then exhale slowly for 8 counts, repeating this cycle about 3 times. This technique works because it activates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our body's natural relaxation response. Research suggests practicing this during low-pressure moments first, so your brain builds the neural pathways before you need them in challenging situations. The second approach involves cognitive reframing protocols. Research in cognitive behavioral therapy shows that how we interpret pressure situations significantly impacts our physiological response. The STOP technique involves 4 simple steps. Stop what you're doing, take a breath, observe your thoughts without judgment, and proceed with intention rather than reaction. Pressure reinterpretation is another evidence-based method where we practice viewing pressure as energy rather than threat. This isn't about positive thinking, but about cognitive restructuring based on research showing that reframing stress as excitement can improve performance. Some people find it helpful to practice pre-pressure preparation by visualizing successful pressure handling for about 5 minutes daily before anticipated challenging situations. The third method focuses on advanced resilience building through what researchers call progressive pressure exposure. This involves gradually increasing challenge levels by approximately 10% weekly to build tolerance in a sustainable way. Think of it like physical exercise. we gradually increase the weight or distance to build strength without injury. Biofeedback monitoring has shown promise in research, where people track their heart rate variability during pressure situations to optimize their response patterns. Many find that simple smartphone apps can provide this feedback, helping them understand how different techniques affect their physiological state. Research also supports rapid recovery techniques, 30-second reset protocols that combine breathing, posture adjustment, and positive self-talk. These quick interventions can help interrupt the stress response cycle when pressure peaks unexpectedly. It's important to understand common patterns that research has identified around building pressure resistance. Many people expect immediate results, but studies show that tracking micro-improvements daily using objective measures leads to better long-term outcomes. Research suggests that celebrating 20% improvement as significant progress helps maintain motivation during the learning process. Another common pattern is practicing only during crisis moments. However, studies show that scheduling regular practice during calm periods for about 15 minutes daily builds stronger neural pathways than crisis-only intervention. Think of it as preventive maintenance for your stress response system. Some people approach this with perfectionist expectations, but research indicates that a gradual, compassionate approach leads to more sustainable change. Setting weekly pressure challenges to maintain skill development, along with tracking progress through apps or journals, supports continued growth according to multiple studies. To summarize what we've discussed today, let me highlight the key points that research suggests are most important for building mental strength under pressure. First, pressure sensitivity stems from specific brain circuits that you can actually rewire through consistent practice. This isn't about changing your personality, but about training your brain's response patterns. Second, the 4-7-8 breathing technique can instantly help calm your nervous system's response to pressure. This works through activating your body's natural relaxation mechanisms. Third, reframing pressure as energy rather than threat can shift you toward peak performance instead of defensive reaction. This cognitive shift has measurable effects on both psychological and physiological responses. Fourth, daily practice during calm periods builds resilience more effectively than trying to manage crises as they happen. Prevention and preparation create stronger foundations than reaction alone. Fifth, tracking micro-improvements helps maintain motivation and provides objective feedback about your progress. Small changes compound over time into significant transformation. Sixth, research shows that 8 weeks of consistent training can create lasting neural changes in how your brain processes pressure. This time frame gives you a realistic expectation for seeing substantial improvements. As we conclude today's discussion, I hope these evidence-based approaches provide some support for your journey with pressure. Remember that building mental strength is a process, and research suggests that sustainable change happens gradually through consistent practice rather than dramatic overnight shifts. Your brain's natural capacity for adaptation means that positive change is possible regardless of how pressure-sensitive you might feel right now. These methods have helped many people transform their relationship with pressure from something overwhelming into something manageable and even energizing. You might find that starting with just one technique and practicing it consistently for a week or two provides a foundation for adding other approaches over time. If today's discussion provided any support or useful information, please hit the like button to help others discover these research-based approaches. If you'd like to continue learning about mental health and evidence-based wellness strategies together, please subscribe to join our community. May your hearts feel a little lighter after our time together today. Thank you for listening until the end, and remember that building mental strength is a journey worth taking, one small step at a time.